excuse me, over a year and a little over a year and a half later, Trump sycophants still cannot come up with a reason as to why they believe the election was stolen. Um, hold on. I've just lost my train of thought for a minute here. Here. Yes, over a year and a half later, Trump sycophants still cannot explain why they believe the election was stolen. Some 35% of Americans, which sums up about 68% of Republicans, believe the big lie about the election being stolen, which it wasn't. It was pushed relentlessly by former squatter Donald Trump, and it was amplified by conservative media that the 2020 election was stolen, which it was not. And they think that Donald Trump was the true victor, which he isn't, and that he should still be in the White House, which is a good thing he's not. Basically, there are a lot of people that host focus groups to better understand how voters are thinking about key political issues. Now, recently, we decided to find out why Trump 2020 sycophantic voters hold so strongly to the big lie. And for many of Trump's sycophants, to believe that the election was stolen is not a fully formed thought. It's more of an attitude or a tribal pose. They know something nefarious occurred, but they can't easily explain how or why they think that. And what's more, they're mystified and sometimes angry that some other people don't feel the same. Um, a Wisconsin woman said, "I can't really put my finger on it, but something just doesn't feel right," and she can't really explain that. A man from Pennsylvania said something about it just doesn't seem right, and a man from Arizona said it didn't smell right. The exact details of the story vary. But was it Hugo Chavez who stole the election, even though Hugo Chavez is fucking dead, or the CIA, which I doubt that, or Italian defense contractors? Outlandish claims like these seem to have made this conspiracy theory more durable and not less. Regardless of any plausibility, the more questions that are raised, the more mistrustful Trump sycophants are of the official results. And perhaps that's because the big lie has been part of the background noise for years. Now remember that Trump began spreading the notion that Americans' elections were rigged back in 2016 when he thought that he would lose. Many Republicans firmly believed that the Democrats would steal an election if given the chance, when in reality it's the Republicans that have been trying to steal elections when given the chance. When the 2020 election came and Trump did lose, his voters were ready to doubt the outcome. Some Trump sycophants looked at the numbers and couldn't make sense of them. How could so many more people have voted in 2020 than in 2016? A man from North Carolina had said when they thought the election was stolen, he said there was 10 million more votes for Trump in the last election than he got in 2016. You're telling me that Joe Biden got that many? Yes, he did. And to the extent that the big lie believers try to explain their skepticism over millions of more people voting for Biden than for Trump, they often point to relative crowd sizes at Trump's Klan rallies compared to Biden's rallies. As the man from North Carolina put it, he basically said he personally went to Trump's Klan rallies that were filling stadiums, and Biden couldn't even fill a fucking library. Like, no, it's not true. Actually, believe it, bitch. Another common refrain is that the voters flipped in the middle of the election night. That's not what happened. Trump sycophants went to bed thinking that their Satanists had won, and then they woke up to a different fucking reality, which to them was startling and deeply suspicious. A woman from Georgia had said, "When I went to bed, Trump was so in the lead, and then I got up and he's not in the lead. I mean, that's crazy. No, it's not." Well, look what happened when it came to Bush and Gore. I went to bed when I was watching that, and Gore was in the lead, and then I woke up the next day, and then Bush was president. So how does that happen? You know. And long before election day, the media had warned about a red mirage and they alerted Americans to the possibility that Trump would have a large lead on election night, only to have it dissipate as mail-in ballots were going to be coming in and being counted. But if you were watching Foe, you probably didn't see or hear any of this. Instead, Trump maggot-friendly politicians and conservative media outlets were priming voters to see a conspiracy. Um, Trump correctly assumed that the majority of the mail-in ballots that will be counted late at night would go to Biden, which he was right on that. So he cast mail-in ballots as fraudulent almost by definition, which they're not. The woman from Georgia had said that mail-in ballots were a crock without elaborating further. Attempts to set the record straight tend to backfire, but when you tell Trump sycophants that the election wasn't stolen, some of them tell you that as evidence that it was stolen, which it wasn't. I think woman from Arizona said that she thinks that what convinced her more was that the election was fixed was how vehemently they have said it wasn't. Um, just because it wasn't stolen does not mean that it was, dumb bitch. And these voters aren't bad or sorry, these sycophants are bad and they're not very smart. The problem is that the big lie is emboldened in their daily life. Um, they hear from Trump-aligned politicians, their like-minded peers, and maggot-friendly media outlets, and from these sources they hear the same false lies repeated ad infinitum. Now we're at the point where to be a Republican means that you have to believe the big lie, even if it isn't true. And as long as Republicans leading the party keep promoting and indulging this lie, this will continue to be the case. So if we have learned anything from any focus groups or anything that we know, it's that something doesn't have to make sense for voters to believe that it's true. So if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And just for as little as a few bucks a month, you can donate, and that can help the channel go a long way. And thanks for listening.